Hello everyone, I'm Em. Welcome back to TechBlock episode 14, Student Edition. You guys voted in the previous episode what kind of theme you'd like to see in this one, and the majority of you, 56% of you, voted for Student Edition, with second and third place coming to Logitech and AMD Edition. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, leave them down below in the comment section, and don't forget to vote in the poll that's popping up on screen right now to vote for next week's episode theme. With all that said, if you'd like your own setup to be featured in the show, please read the submission instructions that are down below in the description. I'll try to leave them at the very top there. So if you do want to submit your setup, you can submit it to the setupblock@techblock.co.uk email address, but make sure you follow all the rules that I kind of outline in the submission instructions. And if you see any products that you like in any of these setups that I'm about to feature, links to every product in all of these setups will be down below in the description as well. Also, if you fancy supporting the channel, be sure to check out the TechBlock merch store. We got these wonderful TechBlock mugs that you can see right here, as well as t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops. We got all sorts of stuff over on the TechBlock merch store. First link in the video description down below to the store. Alright, but with all that said, let's jump straight into TechBlock episode 14, Student Edition. The first setup here today comes from Zach. He's 16 years old and he's a student at the Computer Science High School over in Slovenia. The main purpose for his setup is gaming as well as editing, and when looking at the setup, as you can see, he's gone with a very distinct theme, black and white. Clearly he's a fan of NZXT, as he has NZXT wallpapers on both of his monitors. He has an NZXT case, NZXT Air fans I believe as well, and NZXT liquid cooler. This guy loves NZXT and he's pretty much made his entire setup theme revolve around the color scheme black and white. Just a very clean looking setup in general. Everything matches quite well, including even his microphone, the PC internals and his chair. Everything in the setup just looks quite nice together. Taking a look at his cable management, he has done a fantastic job. Looking beneath his actual desk, you can see that he stuck a power strip beneath his desk, similar to what I've done in my setups. And then he also has some kind of cable raceway running literally through the entirety of the bottom of his desk, which really does aid with cable management. I'm guessing he's got most of his cables just kind of jumbled in there. Any excess cable that he doesn't need, he just shoves into that cable channel and it's never seen again. Pretty good cable management overall. The one thing I would improve on, and it would make your setup just look absolutely perfect in terms of cable management, is any cables running behind your monitors, try to route those cables down your monitor arm. And because you have a second monitor, I wouldn't recommend that you run the cables from the second monitor down the second monitor arm. Instead, do what I've done with my setup right here, which works very well. Run the cables from your second monitor behind your first monitor. So the cables from your second monitor go to your first monitor and then down the stand of your first monitor, if that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it does, but I'll put up a picture on screen right now of how I've done it and how you should do it as well, because then you can run all the cables down one monitor arm and they go straight into your PC. Make sure though, when the cables are running down your main monitor arm, that you've kind of Velcro cable tied them either to the arm or put some kind of adhesive or use something to keep those cables out of sight, and they just run nicely down the middle of your monitor arm and you never see them. It's a good time, and then your cable management, honestly, I feel like would be absolutely flawless. Taking a look at all of his peripherals though, for his desk, he has a basic wooden desk from a Slovenian company. For his main monitor, he has the Asus VG278Q 144Hz G-Sync 27-inch display. For his second one, he has a Samsung SyncMaster EX2220 22-inch. Jesus, what are these names? Anyway, for his keyboard, he of course went with Razer, the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 with the orange switches. For his mouse, we went with the Razer Lancehead Chroma Tournament Edition. Once again, a little bit of RGB, lovely choice there. For his microphone, he's gone with the Behringer C1U. The mousepad is the HyperX Fury S XL. And for his chair, he of course went with DX Racer. The R0NW White is the model number for the chair. Link in description, of course, to everything in the setup and all the setups I'm about to feature, of course. Taking a look at his PC specs though, my god, is this a nice PC build to look at. I feel like what would really improve it and really kind of take it to the next level is adding some sleeved cables for your 24-pin and your graphics card as well. Just invest in some maybe black and white sleeved cables, you know, as you are going for like a black and white theme. Black and white sleeved cables I feel like would look absolutely amazing inside of your PC build, so consider investing into those. They're really not too expensive nowadays, especially if you just end up buying the extensions. They're pretty cheap. Anyway, for this case, he went with the NZXT S340 Elite, tempered glass side panel of course, in white. For his CPU, he's one of Intel, the Intel Core i7-8700K CPU, a GeForce GTX 1070 Ti, 16GB of Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB RAM running at 3200MHz. His CPU, by the way, is also being cooled by, of course, the NZXT Kraken X62 all-in-one liquid cooler. He has a 0.5TB Samsung Evo SSD, 2TB Seagate Barracuda hard drive, the NZXT Hue Plus RGB LED lighting system. I'm guessing he's got a few of the NZXT LED light strips inside of his PC case there, as you can kind of see them here and there. And then finally, he also has some NZXT Air RGB fans in there as well. And I've just noticed that I think he forgot to list his headphones, as he does have, I'm guessing, HyperX Cloud 2s on an NZXT puck that is actually, like, you know, magnetically attached to his PC case, and he's got his headphones there. He's using the puck as a headphone holder. So yeah, that's his setup, that's his headphones. Pretty nice overall. He even has a microphone arm, of course. And the overall setup in general, very clean, very minimalistic. I like it, man. Zach, thanks for submitting your setup. Let's take a look at the next one. The next setup here today comes from Atus. He is 15 years old from Estonia. Of course, he is a student, and the main purpose for his setup is studying gaming as well as editing. What is he editing? I'm not sure. Maybe videos, maybe photos, some kind of editing. Anyway, this is his setup. Looks pretty good. I feel like he has a sit-stand desk. I think he does, because like that desk looks pretty cool. He's got like a little up-down thingy there. Lovely setup here overall. Very interesting wallpaper behind your setup there. Cool, man. Looking good. That PC build, by the way, oh my god, is that nice. The PC case, the power supply, the liquid cooling, the fans, everything about that rig is just magnificent. Like, look at that PC, man. That is next level. Not only is this guy's PC build pretty damn good, his cable management isn't too bad either. However, I feel like there could be some ways you could improve it. I would recommend perhaps sticking a power strip beneath that sit-stand desk and kind of just running one cable down to the wall there. I feel like that would make the setup look a bit more cleaner in general. And perhaps maybe find a different place for your printer, because that's currently like on the floor, where I'm guessing you'd much rather have like your chair or something. Whoa, is that actually his chair? What is that? Is that a chair? No way. Wow, I'm not sure if that's actually the chair that he uses for his setup, but that looks interesting. Anyway, let's take a look at what he actually has in his setup. So for his desk, he has the Rol Ergo EP2 column 2 stage, I'm guessing sit-stand high adjustable desk. Very cool there. Nice little desk in general, probably very sturdy. For his monitor, he has the Asus ROG PG279Q, the Razer Ornata Chroma keyboard, Glorious Model O mouse, Cooler Master MP750 XL mouse mat, Blue Yeti microphone, Samsung C410W printer, that's the printer model number there. And then for his headphones, he has the Shure SRH1540. And without further ado, I think we should take a look at that PC build, because my god, is that thing something else. Just look at it. Just look at it. Even when it's turned off, alright, because he did send me many photos of this PC build, thank you very much. Even when it's turned off, it looks so good, like such a clean build. And then when you turn that thing on, oh my good god, if only this thing was RGB, you know, just saying, I'd be like mind blown. But still, you know, even with no RGB, even with just the color blue, this thing looks like 10 out of 10, dude. Look at the power supply. The power supply is displaying his wattage there, 73 watts currently. He has like an RGB power supply in general. The case is RGB, the RGB fans, the liquid, everything's lighting up, man. This is just magnificent. Taking a look at the actual specs of this thing though, there's kind of a reason why it's liquid cooled. Like, the specs in here, pretty damn high end. Ryzen 7 3700X CPU, Asus ROG Crosshair 8 Hero motherboard, 32GB of G-Skill Trident Z RGB RAM, a Titan Xp graphics card, 2TB of Samsung 850 EVO SSD storage, Phanteks Evolve X case, Asus ROG Thor 850W power supply with, of course, RGB lighting, and a little screen there that actually displays your wattage that you're currently using, Corsair LL Light Loop 120 fans, and then Corsair ML 120 Pro fans as well. Wow, and then he also gave me, I'm guessing, an entire list of every bit of liquid cooling equipment that is used to make this custom loop. I'm gonna put all of that on screen right now in case any of you are like liquid cooling enthusiasts and you are genuinely interested in what kind of liquid cooling stuff he used to build this loop. So this is all his stuff right here. Fantastic job to Atus right here, like what a PC build, man. Apart from that though, thank you so much for submitting your setup, dude. Let's take a look at the next one. The next setup here today comes from Fabian. He is 19 years old from Costa Rica. He is of course a computer science student, and the main purpose for his setup is gaming and college work. This I would describe as like a pretty unique setup right here. I like how his PC is like on the floor there. Still looks quite cool. I can see he's got like some RGB light strips in there, and I'm guessing some like RGB RAM sticks in there too. Overall, I like the look of the setup. It's very different, very unique. I like it so far. His desk appears to be a mix of like wood, glass and metal for his legs, so like a whole variety of different materials all over the place here. His monitors, by the looks of things, are held on by a dual monitor arm there. One monitor being like vertically mounted and the other one being normally mounted. And for his cable management, he's done a pretty decent job here. However, I would recommend that you do invest in some kind of J-channel kit or some kind of other cable management organizer solution like the IKEA Signum rack. Just something that you can stick beneath your desk and then run the cables through that thing so that they're kind of like not dangling there. As you've done a good job cable managing, I can see that you've probably used like some Velcro cable ties there to just tie all the cables together, which is a great start. However, I would still recommend that you do attach those cables to your desk in some kind of way, just to prevent them from dangling, of course. For his monitors, he went with two MSI G24C panels right here. They are 144Hz VA panels, 1 millisecond response time, and they're curved as well. Fantastic monitors here, and he has two of them on a dual monitor arm. One monitor, of course, being vertically mounted. He also went with a Ducky 1.2 mini keyboard, the HyperX Cloud 2 headset, Logitech G403 mouse, HyperX XL mouse mat, Argom Tech Soundbass 20 speakers, and an iGaming Elite chair. Taking a look at his PC, all of his hardware is of course sitting inside of the Corsair 570 XP C case. For his CPU, he went with the Intel Core i7 7700K CPU, cooled by the Corsair H100 IV2 all-in-one liquid cooler. He has an EVGA 1080 Ti hybrid SC2 video card right there. You don't see a lot of those hybrid cards around, but this guy has one. He also has 16 gigabytes of G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM, running at 3000 megahertz there. The Asus Maximus 8 Hero motherboard, Asia Horse black extension cables, a Razer mouse bungee, and then he even has 6 of Corsair's SP120 RGB fans and 4 of Corsair's RGB LED light strips in there as well. Quite clearly a fan of Corsair right here. I would recommend maybe in the future invest in some Corsair light loop fans, as they are just beautiful fans, lovely amount of RGB. I feel like you would be very happy with them. And as you're currently going along with this Corsair theme inside of your PC build, perhaps consider investing into some Corsair peripherals as well, like a Corsair keyboard, headset stand, Corsair headset, Corsair mouse. Corsair have a lot of things that you can choose, of course. Apart from that though, he does also have an LED light strip behind his desk there. And in terms of LED lighting in general, would I recommend any other places where you can add some LED lighting? Maybe, perhaps behind your monitors. I don't know if you'd be down to do that, dude, but perhaps you can add an LED light strip, just a little one, behind both your monitors, and they would be kind of shining light onto the wall there behind you. Personally, I think that would look pretty cool, especially if you kind of set them to like a different color. I don't know, just a suggestion. You don't have to take the advice, of course. But anyway, Fabian, thanks for submitting your setup. Let's take a look at the final one. And the final setup submission for the student edition comes from Major Dominic. He is from Hungary. He is of course a student, and the main purpose of the setup is gaming and programming. Straight away, this guy likes the color red, as you can see in a lot of these photos right here. But I did ask him to also send me some photos that aren't red and that have a bit more natural light. And thankfully, he actually did send over a few more photos for me. So thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. So that we can get like a more normal look at the setup without this crazy amount of red in all the photos. But overall, I really do like the way this guy has used LED lighting in this setup to kind of make it look very unique. When everything isn't set to the color red, I feel like this setup genuinely does look very, very nice in general. I like his use of the LED light strip above his monitors there as it kind of runs up like his wall. I feel like that's very unique. You don't really see that very often, and it just looks very nice in general. He does have an LED light strip behind his monitor as well, and I believe beneath his desk too. In terms of cable management, this guy right here has done a very good job. I believe he drilled holes beneath his desk right here to route his keyboard wires through. In terms of cable management, I mean, this is just like a flawless job in general. He's done a really good job here. All right, let's quickly cover all of the stuff that he actually has in his setup here. For his desk, it is 100% custom apparently. He didn't buy it. I'm guessing this is custom built by him or built by someone he knows. So 100% custom desk. For his monitor, he went with the LG 34UM69G-B for his primary display there. Cheeky little ultrawide there from LG. And for his second monitor, he went with the AOC 27B1H, and both those monitors, or one of them at least, are being held on by the Arctic W1-3D monitor arm. For his keyboard, he went with the HyperX Alloy, the Asus ROG Gladius 2 Origin mouse, Asus ROG Sheath mouse mat, Logitech G433 headphones, Samsung HWK335 soundbar, and a Superlux E205U microphone. Oh, and his chair as well is the Arozi Inizio. Apparently it's the chair name. Taking a look at his PC specs, all of his hardware is sitting inside of the Deepcool Earl Case RGB. For his CPU, he went with an Intel Core i5-7400 CPU, a 1060 3GB graphics card from NVIDIA, 8GB of HyperX Fury RAM, and as for his CPU cooling, he has the Cooler Master Liquid ML120. As for the other stuff inside of his PC build, he has some red LED fans as well as some red LED light strips in there as well. Overall, a very clean setup here with wall-mounted monitors, excellent cable management. His headset is like hung beneath his desk there. He's drilled holes in his desk, I believe, to route cables through. Generally just 10 out of 10 job in terms of cable management. For your soundbar though, I'm sure the Samsung one that you're currently using is pretty damn good. However, consider maybe investing in the Sound Blaster X Katana RGB soundbar, as you can adjust the LED lighting behind that soundbar, well beneath that soundbar, to be whatever you want. So you could set it to blue, red, whatever theme that you're currently going for. I just feel like that soundbar would look quite nice in the setup, and it would of course add a bit of RGB lighting. But apart from that, thank you very much for submitting your setup, dude, and that'll be it for episode 14 of the Student Edition Setup Block, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for submitting your setups. I keep moving all these cups by accident. By the way, of course, if you want to go check out the TechBlock merch store and get yourself some wonderful TechBlock merch, like a mug, a t-shirt, a hoodie, anything, first link in the video description down below, of course. And for those that do end up picking up something from the store, be sure to send me a photo of you wearing it or of you like holding a mug or something, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out on social media. Just be sure to tag me. Apart from that though, links to all the products featured and all of the setups that you just saw are of course down below in the description, alongside of course the setup submission instructions. So if you do want to submit your setup to me for a chance to get featured on the Setup Block show, be sure to submit your setup to setupblock@techblock.co.uk. With all that said though, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to vote in the poll for next week's episode theme, and I hope to see you in another video soon.